Main purpose is to be a leader in online businesses by providing fashion products and services. With our mission to build long-term relationships with our customers and clients, and provide exceptional customer services by pursuing business through innovation and advanced technology. We also, with goal to be the fastest online business to deliver items to customers. With our employee 14,000.
Computer networking is defined as a procedure of linking many computers that can allocate for shared resources, information interchange, and communication. Basically, networking is an approach of connecting two or more computing devices together and act as support for data transmission and communication transversely. The connection is through cable wires. There are other intermediates that promote a complete network among computers such as routers, modems, and gateways. The router used is WAN and VPN. WAN is Wide Area Network. It has very large network connection and could be around the globe. Virtual Private Network (VPN) is an extended private network that spread over internet. A VPN typically includes one or more connected corporate intranets or local area network LAN which user at remote location can access using a password authentication system. Hence, the security level of computer network is increased. Computerized banking system is a banking establishment to manage customer data, also known as computerized banking management system, customer account records management, customer transaction control, or customer data report system. A computerized banking system is designed to help bank for manage the database. By using CBS, we can update customers' record, retrieve customer data, and also delete customer record. This is connected through database access. The basic requirement of the computerized banking system is banking framework and operating procedure. However, there are also threats in computerized banking system which are malicious hacker and fraud or theft. To handle the threats, we can use VPN and install computer security measures. Blockchain database system is a chain system. So, when an individual wants to change information in the database, it is not easy because the old information is still stored in the database, which means it is permanently stored in database. So, it is easy to detect any changes that happen in the database. In addition, cryptography is also applied in the blockchain database system, which requires the user to use public and private keys to allow transaction of information or money in the system. There are 4 types of blockchain, which are public, federated blockchain, consortium blockchain, and private blockchain. For this company, we suggest to use federated blockchain type because it is more secure than public blockchain. Moreover, with federated blockchain, only authorized users in the company are allowed to monitor any transaction in company. Thus, the integrity and vulnerability of the computer can be maintained. Database system plays important role in the online shopping market. In blockchain database system, the online shopping is linked to the online banking, which allow customers to transfer their money to the shopping online account. Blockchain is one type of a distributed ledger. In the blockchain database system, the digital ledger that's duplicated and distributed across thousands of computer called nodes. The interaction between nodes collaboratively update the central ledger as the ledger is a public digital ledger.
A security system consisting of combination of both software and hardware. Security system functioning to limit the possibility of exposure of a computer or computer network to attack from hacker commonly used on local area networks that are connected to the internet. Cryptocurrency is a digital or visual currency that uses cryptography for security. It consists of private key and public key. Private key or symmetric encryption use the same private key for both encryption and decryption. Public key or asymmetric cryptography also use two different but mathematically linked keys. What is the risk in protecting online business? Firstly, the data are not secure between servers and data can be stolen from servers. Vulnerabilities in SSL certificate expire is a medium-risk vulnerability that is one of the most frequently found on networks around the world. Secondly, phishing, which targeting to steal or guess valid user credentials and compromise the security of your online store, can happen anytime and anywhere. How to protect online business? Firstly, we need to choose a secure e-commerce platform that has sophisticated security features which our server maintains PCI compliance requirement. Run PCI scans on your server to validate whether you are compliant or not. Also, make sure that you are running the latest version of the software. Whenever there is a new patch available, make sure to get it installed immediately. Secondly, implement SSL certificate into the server. SSL certificate authenticates the identity of users and encrypt data while at store and transit. Implementing SSL is essential for e-commerce websites to establish secure connectivity between the end user system and your website. Thirdly, implementing two-factor authentications to add an extra layer of security to online stores. Two-factor authentication is a security process in which a valid user needs to provide two means of identification. One is typically the username or password combo, while the second one is usually a code generated in real time and sent to a verified phone owned by the user. Hackers might crack the password, but they cannot steal this code, which usually expires after a short duration. Fifthly, educate your customers and employees on the laws and policies that affect customer data. Highlight your organization best practice for data security and tell them not to disclose sensitive data over email, text, or chat communication. Your employee must also be trained on the actions required to keep the customer data safe. Direct your employees to adhere strictly to mandated security protocols and policies to protect your business from potential legal consequences. Stop.
Access control. Access control is a technique that can be used to decide who or what can view or use resources in a computing environment. The type of access control is physical and logical. The type of access control are physical and logical. Access control system perform authorization identification, authentication, access approval, accountability of entities through login. First, entering the company building, we will use identification card. Second, entering workers' room or specifically room. We will use biometric access control such as finger scanning and face recognition. Facial recognition of any stranger at the registration department, at the front of company and at the worker station. We will install a smart security camera that learns to recognize friendly faces and alert a stranger. We will modify to calculate how many times do the stranger come to the company. The smart security has an infrared sensor so it can still operate at night to identify intruders. Meeting room for board director and CEO room. We will use special identification card, only the CEO have it and the board directors have it. We will use biometric scanning such as finger scanning and breath scanning. The threats for access control, firstly is cost. The cost of the total access control is expensive and it cannot be avoided, but it is a significant capital investment. Secondly, priorities. Classify the priority of asset in the company before deciding the places and the person that can access in the room. Thirdly, access. Provide a welcoming and calming environment for customer, client and staff while offering adequate protection against the threat of theft and other dangers. Solutions and advantages for access control. Even though the cost is expensive, it will reduce the possibility for data loss. put access control at the places that have important asset of the company so no one can steal the information. Prepare a space at the registration counter to welcome the customer and client with hidden access control security.
Is collection of related web page including multimedia content which typically identified with a common domain name and published on at least one web server. The example of websites are wikipedia.org and amazon.com. A party is guilty of copyright infringement if they violate one of the 5 exclusive rights given to copyright owners under the Copyright Action. First is the right to reproduce the copyright work. Second, the right to prepare derivative works based upon the work. Third, the right to distribute copies of the work to the public. Fourth, the right to perform the copyright work publicly. And lastly, the right to display the copyright work publicly. How to overcome the copyright concerns? Obtaining image for a web page by creating original image from drawing, painting, programs, taking image from third parties, license image from the internet, take from clip art library provides with the software, and free image of the internet. Overcome domain name concerns. We can overcome it by selecting a domain name. Domain name have a first and second level. To obtain a domain name using one of these top levels names, who is search should be done to make sure the name is not taken. In addition, it may be wise to perform a trademark search to verify that the chosen domain name is not infringing or another party trademark. Second is by reclaiming a domain by registered domain name based upon superior rights to the name that can be made through the courts or through inter-NIC's domain name dispute policy. Third is by obtaining a domain name when the name is suitable and available. A registration can be filled with inter-NIC using their online registration form. Fourth is protecting a domain name by obtaining a trademark registration on their domain name. Lastly, obtaining multiple domain names under different top levels domains. Trademark concerns. Firstly, by discussing the trademarks of others, and some parties have made inappropriate claims of trademark infringement every time they see one of their marks on another page party. Secondly, linking to another page through the party's logo or trademark. It is common to find a link to another web page made through a company name's trademark or logo. Third, by selecting a trademark. To select a trademark, one should consider the relative strength of the mark. After picking a mark, a trademark search should be performed to make sure that no one else has rights to the mark. Lastly, protecting a trademark. Once a mark has been selected, the best way to protect a mark is through a federal trademark registration.
The Internet Service Provider (ISP) plays an important role in the ATM. This provides communication between ATM and host processor. When the transaction is made, the details are in the processor support either leased line or dial-up machine. Leased line machine connect directly to the host processor through a 4-wire, point-to-point and dedicated telephone line. Dial-up ATM connect to the host processor through a normal phone line using a modem and a toll-free number, or through an internet service provider using a local access number dialed by modem.
Security policy in business is a document that states in writing how a company plans to protect the company's physical and information technology assets. Of security policy is it is a guideline for workers. They engage employees, who does what, when and why, who gets access to what, and what's the penalty.